Hello, pizza. Yeah, finally the slop is back indeed. Let's see how much that lasts. Oh, what a fucking dumbass died to SPA. Dude, I am insanely washed right now. Really fucking washed. I mean, my muscle memory is really fucked up. I don't know how long it's gonna take me to get it back properly. But kind of, I'm gonna be pressing the wrong buttons at all times. Kinda felt like my missile didn't want to come off the rail. Oh cool, I'm still not getting my fuel tank after respawning. Very nice to see that hasn't been fixed at all. they fixed carriers and broke them again. Man, I'm not even... You say that like I would be surprised. Alright, well, I think muscle memory is back.
Critical speed.
I think under pressure, my brain just figures it out really quick. Where's everyone, though? Okay, there's still a few around. I'm just gonna loiter around a little bit without afterburner because, well, fucking game didn't even give me the fuel tank. Which is great. Someone there. You know what, Mustang? I think I don't want to play the game anymore. You see, this little break made me realize how fucking bored I was of this game. How insanely bored I actually was. I actually started remembering a little bit all the copium I had on many of my streams about the flanker fly model being Dogsh and whatnot. And, well, as it turns out, number one, I realized the flanker fly model is never gonna be enjoyable, neither the MiG-29. And number two is that even if they got buffed, nobody's gonna wanna play against them. One cool little thing, I installed head tracking, but only for moving on pilot's head. I still do everything with mouse though. Been playing Star Citizen a little bit too much, and I was kind of forced to install some sort of head tracking. for looking around, because at least in War Thunder, on like actual planes that fly in a straight line in atmosphere, you only have to worry about 7 directions when flying. So you only have to worry about moving forward, because, well, you cannot go backwards. It doesn't make sense. So you only have to worry about moving forward, and then going up and down, going left and right, and then rolling. So that's 7 directions in total, right? In Star Citizen, for flying ships and dogfighting and all that, it's 12 directions. So almost twice the amount. It happens that in that fucking game you cannot really you cannot really look around while flying, because every single one of your fingers is gonna be busy. Go, my Michael. I think muscle memory is back. I was only clicking the wrong buttons for like 5 minutes. But I still feel like this just fucking gonna kill me, isn't it? I guess not. I think I saw something along the lines of the fall being nerfed. I don't think it is. Even if it is, doesn't make a difference. Sometimes it's good to just move on. Yeah, I got tired of coping and decided to just take a break. Almost left. I don't even know why I'm playing right now. I could have just kept playing Star Citizen. I've been having a lot more fun in there. Been playing a lot with Nimble and some of his friends. Turns out that game is actually like really fucking cool. Imagine like DCS, but better at being a video game, and kind of with a similar degree of immersion. Because every single spaceship is just so incredibly detailed, and you have buttons to click and a lot of different mechanics on each different ship. Like, it's just a really fucking cool video game, and I actually found out a bunch of like gameplay loops that are basically just perfect for turning your brain off, so to say. So, I've actually been having a lot of fun. And having so much fun in that game playing together with other people just made me realize how fucking bored I was in War Thunder. But well, who knows? Maybe I jump back into War Thunder again. I don't know. This game, as much as I fucking hate it, is like a toxic ex-girlfriend you cannot really let go of. It's impossible. You fucking hate their guts, but you cannot really restrain yourself from looking at her Instagram posts to see how she's doing in life. You still fucking hate her ass, though.
The enemy is winning. We've got to counterattack.
Easy above multipath. No, he's not. Eurofighter sees me. Dead. Where's this Eurofighter? is this Eurofighter?
The enemy is winning. We must counterattack.
Maybe it's the one that just crashed. Oh, found one. Oh, how cute he's firing an M120. Oh, lag. Lag. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, true. I forgot about the cyanide lag. Good to know the playability of this game remains just as dog shit. Fighter, somebody else there on the deck. Might be the AI planes. Oh, what happened to this missile? You know what? I think I know the main reason why I like War Thunder so much. And it's a bunch of reasons that are actually tied together with one another. They are very related. Number one is that I'm a very toxic piece of shit. Or maybe not toxic, but very spiteful. And I find it really funny. Number two is that I'm already insanely fucking good at this game. Probably one of the best. If not the best, at least on top tier sim. And number three is every single time I feel like I'm not doing well enough on other video games because I'm way too lazy to adjust to the learning curve, I remember just remind myself that I can always jump back into War Thunder and rinse people here.
Air, 12 o'clock, low. Bingo.
And also I think hating a very particular part of the player base is always funny. Although in this case,
Check fuel.
I'm just rinsing whatever the fuck is on the enemy team. Not gonna lie, like I actually love being good at video games, or at least being good at one of them. I kind of like the feeling of being almost invincible and pissing people off and they just die over and over again. Let's see how washed I am. This is gonna be a 3v1. Kind of. They're all in multi-path altitude, so I'm gonna have to get creative here.
Aubergine, check fuel. Lock, aubergine. Lock. Lock, aubergine, aubergine. Aubergine, aubergine.
One down. Hello, missile.
Aubergine, aubergine.
Slow down.
Air brake on. Air brake on. Aubergine, aubergine. Aubergine, aubergine. Aubergine, aubergine. Lock, lock. Aubergine, aubergine. Aubergine, aubergine.
Two
Warning,
down.
fuel low. Aubergine, aubergine.
Right. I think this should be a little bit more sensitive. Surveillance. Yeah.
Aubergine, SPAA, 9 o'clock, low. Lock.
SU-30 climbing towards me.
Aubergine.
He's fired.
Lock.
Twin engine seems like both engines are a little bit separated, so that's probably an SU-30. Already being engaged by somebody else, so I'm not gonna bother just yet. Rafal Gaming, indeed, yeah. I'm proud to be a Rafal main now. Because number one, I don't give a fuck anymore. Number two, it's been turbo nuked several times already and it's literally unplayable. And number three is that at least the Typhoon now has HMD with IFF, which definitely brings it a lot closer to being the best two planes for top tier sim. So at least Rafal is not on top alone by itself anymore. It has Typhoon by its side. Just good. I like it. I kind of want to get a Typhoon a little bit harder now. Why are you running away? You're not supposed to dodge anything.
Sam, 3 o'clock. Hi.
How dare you not be dead?
Lock. Overgy.
Still very much the best. I mean, well, it's still like the one on top, but at least I think the Typhoon should be a little bit closer, just because of the IFF. But again, using the H&D with IFF would require you to have awareness and actually look around. And, oh, cool. Seems like things never change.
9 o'clock. Hello. Overgy. Overgy.
Let me guess, they went all back to Denmark.
Overgy. Overgy.
Motherfuckers are dying to a turbo nuke plane on a guy that hasn't played in a month. Well, you guys know what time of day it is. I think it's time to play the game mode to its full extent. And that means that it's not my fault that Rollins are not enough in top tier to defend your runways anymore. Nobody wants to play red, but the very moment I join on red, nobody wants to play on blue. Where is this guy? He just respawned. Oh.
Overgy. Overgy. Lock. 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 Overgy. Overgy. Lock. Lock. Overgy. Overgy.
Yeah, these motherfuckers sucked both of landing and taking off. Come on, respawn. Come on, let me play the game mode to its full extent, motherfuckers. Come on, show up. Where are they? Alright, let me find out where the other airfields are. Okay, both of them respawn there. Fucking cowards. Damn guys, look, my radar is empty. Where's the enemies? So much for having an ASR radar, and I cannot even find enemies nor where Kisby is. By the way, after a month, do you guys know what happened to Kisby? Have we found him yet? What setting for the manual select? What do you mean? On the little cursor or what? Where's the enemies? Busy playing Denmark. Or maybe they're just getting ready for work tomorrow. It's gonna be Monday. It's already late. Europeans are just waking up. And Americans have already started going to sleep.
The victory is near.
So maybe it's that. It's definitely not because of the fact that, you know, thumps show up on the enemy team. Like it's always happened for like the entirety of this year and they just leave. It's not because of that. Yeah, on your radar you just move the cursor. You have to go to options, type in radar, and disable cyclic target switching. When you disable it, that is going to enable the little cursor, and then the keybinds for that cursor, it's called target queue. I prefer using the radar this way because you can actually select whatever target you actually need. You can prioritize better. So if the radar ends up being way too cluttered and you had target cycling enabled, then you're gonna have to switch through all of them one by one, and you have to get lucky you actually get the target you need. And sometimes if you're clicking the button too fast, you might end up skipping it and you have to do it all over again. So with this way, with manual queuing, you can actually select the target you want, and that's it. What country region are you from? I'm from Costa Rica. I speak broken Spanish, broken English.
Check fuel.
Is that face tracking head bump? Yeah, I enable face tracking, but only for moving the head. For looking around, I still use the mouse. And the only reason why I'm doing this is because I couldn't find a way to disable head tracking. Because War Thunder just detects the software automatically, and I think the only way to actually disable it completely is just by uninstalling it, so I'm way too lazy to do that.
Air brake on. Air brake on. Altitude.
So yeah, so because the game ends up recognizing the head tracking at all times, even if the program is not even open, is that it prevents me from moving the head of my pilot forward like this with the keyboard. so I'm forced to use the head tracking for it, which I don't really mind. I guess it's cool, but right now the sensitivity is a little bit too low, so I'm gonna have to increase it.
Bingo. Air brake on. Bingo.
Hey, joiners.
Check fuel. Air brake on. Bingo. Check fuel. Air brake on.
You use full face tracking. Well, I use open track with a webcam, and the webcam is actually pretty good, and the software is pretty good, but it's still not as accurate, and it also has a little bit of delay to it. So, you know, in War Thunder, where everything can be very, very fast-paced, and you need to be accurate with the HMD, I'd rather just keep using the mouse. So I only enable head tracking completely for playing Star Citizen, because it's very important to actually look around. And the thing is, in Star Citizen, like, every single one of my fingers is gonna be way too fucking busy flying the ship. So I have no keybinds at all to actually look around. So I ended up using head tracking. And then I tried it on the War Thunder, and I was like, okay, this is cool. I just might as well use it for a little bit, see how it goes. And here I am. I think the Rafale definitely feels a little bit different, but I don't think it's gonna have much of an impact, really. I think if you start maneuvering at medium speeds, so below 800 or below 900 kph, something like that, if you start maneuvering, you're gonna have a little bit of trouble retaining speed. So if you're maneuvering, you're gonna kind of energy trap yourself a little bit easier. But once you get fast enough, this thing is still, well, it's still the Rafale.
Air brake on. Air brake on.
Game is laggy as fuck, dude.
Lock.
Can my missile come off the rail?
Lock.
It won't come off the rail.
Lock.
There we go. Oh fuck, there's another SU-30 in front. There. I think definitely the speed bleed is a little bit worse. It definitely feels a little bit worse. But I also think I checked the flight model changes on StatShark, and the plane is even more busted than before at very, very slow speeds. So it actually has more lift. Bleeds a little bit more speed, but has more lift. So at slow speeds, scissors, stall fights, whatever, this thing is probably gonna be a lot more busted. Probably gonna have to duel against Squish to figure that out properly. I eventually want to move on to better tracking tools since I'm on OpenTrack 2 right now. Yeah, I guess for looking around like this, it's really good. I actually like how simple and easy to use OpenTrack is. All you need is a webcam, install it, configure the sensitivities and whatnot, and you're good to go. But if you want to be accurate for, you know, stuff like the HMD, it's not it, because it has a delay. OpenTrack has a delay, and it's also not completely accurate, and also depends on your camera quality and also the lighting on your room. Even like my hair, if I have a little bit of hair in my forehead, like in front of my face, it starts twitching a little bit. So even having a little bit longer hair can affect the OpenTrack. So yeah, will be really cool to get better tools for head tracking. But at the same time, I think they're way too pricey. Definitely not in my budget since I'm broke. That missile missed. Fire another one. Fire another one. Okay, he died.
Critical speed. Critical speed. Aubergine. Critical speed. Lock.
Bonk.
Aubergine.
Where's the SU-34? Pretty sure he sees me. With how fucking nasty that radar is, he definitely sees me. There he is.
Aubergine.
Kill the duck. Oh, cool. Well done. Let me guess, he's gonna team kill me. I guess not. These motherfuckers would get HMD with IFF on their fucking Eurocanar and still manage to team kill on situations like that. Okay, I'm gonna turn it off real quick. Change the sensitivities. I guess that's good enough.
Air brake on. Air brake on. Over G. Over G. Air brake on. Over G. Over G. AOA. Dangerous close. Dangerous close. Air brake on. Air brake on. Dangerous close. Dangerous close. Air brake on.
I'm gonna grind the Russian Night Scout for SC30
brake
tomorrow,
on.
and then I'm probably not gonna play the game again until SC35 comes. Man, if you actually take a legit break from this game, I think you're gonna figure out very quickly just how bored you were this entire time. It happened to me, might happen to you.
Air brake on.
What's the difference with ASA radars? Well, with PASA or ASA radars currently in game, all you have to do is detect a target once, like this ally that's coming right in front of me here. So with ASA and PASA radars, all you have to do is detect a target once, and then you can just move your radar scope to a completely different direction, and the contact is still gonna remain there. That's what ASAs and PASA radars do. So the way they work is they don't have to steer their antenna anymore in order to, you know, change the direction of the radar beam. They do it like electronically, so to say. So they basically, like, the radars create interference with the radar waves on purpose. It's kind of like constructive and destructive interference. And what happens is that this interference can actually change the direction of the beam. So this basically means that the fucking beam can change directions in a matter of milliseconds or microseconds. And it doesn't have any moving parts whatsoever. So this means that even if you're scanning a completely different area like I'm doing right now, the radar is still, like, occasionally going to send a very little pulse to the previous direction where the target was in order to refresh it. Because, you know, you don't have to bother about moving the antenna into the other direction. It already does it, like, in a matter of microseconds. It doesn't work on SC30SM anymore. What, the PASA radars? I mean, it's because of Russian bias. Probably. You did the same thing as your 30SM radar will disappear. Yeah, well, I've had that issue happen anyway, even before I stopped playing. You would, for example, you would have a fucking target coming head on towards you and it would disappear from the scope, or your radar would just refuse to pick it up, which is great. Truly great. Where the fuck is everyone? That's a runway. Oh, somebody is taking off. That's unfortunate. Every single target disappears. Damn. Do you know if it's a bug or if there's any specific bug report on it? Because you never know with how incompetent Gaijin is.
Lock.
Go, my Michael. Kill the fucking idiot that actually wants to take off.
Sam. 3 o'clock.
That could have been solved very easily if he decided to take off better. It's camping to kill. Man, I would really love to just ego duel some shooters to just shut them up and humiliate them. Man, I've just decided to play the game mode to its full extent. If you cannot cope with that, go back to ARB. Bitch on Reddit or something. Call me out. Like, wow, this content creator is swamp camping. How dare he? Okay, he is rolling. Go, my Michael. Please kill him. That would be very funny. I would love that. Yes. Lovely. Somebody says hello, I say hello back. I think it's because mechanically scanned vertically. Actually, I think it is, yeah. I actually think it is. I think I remember seeing something like that on the specifications of the radar or something. That's actually horrible. There's no bug reports about it as far as I know. I also checked if it was a bug and it seems like it wasn't because it happens all the time right now. Oh well. Flanker bad. Flanker mute. Great. was oversped.
Over G. Lock. Over G. Over G.
Multipath thunder. Seems like they fixed it. Oh, okay.
Lock. Over G.
You dodged one Michael? How about another Michael?
Over G. Over G. Over G. Altitude. Over G. Over G. Over G. Over G.
I don't know, for some reason this reminded me of Naruto, like the war against Madara. There's one episode where Madara just launches a fucking meteor on the entire shinobi army, right? So he launches a fucking meteor and they all get fucking scared shitless and they all come together to try and get rid of the meteor and, you know, catch it before it lands and just obliterates everything. And they're like, phew, we fucking made it. And then there was a fucking second meteor just landing on top of it and just fucking disrespected their ass.
Lock. High.
That's kind of how it felt with that Mika I just launched. I'm like, oh, that's cute, he just got rid of one of them. Well, guess what? There's the second one. Should have notched better. Or maybe these motherfuckers should watch a little bit more content from Mustang and mine,
Over G.
so they would know how vertical notch works.
Lock. Over G. Over G. Over G. Fail. Counter. 9 o'clock. Low. Lock. Over G.
I don't see that SU-30. I'm gonna explode.
Over G.
Oh, there he is. Where's the other one? He was above me somewhere, but I don't see him. Oh, there he is. He's firing at somebody else. This night. Eurofighter. I'm gonna dogfight him before I J out into the arm. Lock him on radar so he knows I'm behind him.
Critical speed. Critical speed. Over G.
Slow down a little bit.
Over G.
He's very slow. All his speed is gone.
Air brake on. Check fuel. Check fuel. Over G. Over G. Over G. Over G. Over G. Check fuel. Over G. Over G.
Gone.
Over G.
Well, that's a very easy. That's a very easy way to rearm faster. It's actually funny. Actually, never mind again. They fixed it only for custom lobbies? Huh? That's retarded. Is there an actual change log that says it's only fixed for custom lobbies? Or if it's just like a kind of fix that didn't work and it's still bugged? Do you play with a stick? No, I play with mouse and keyboard. And I only use head tracking for moving the pilot's head, but for looking around I use the keyboard. I mean the mouse. It's more accurate. Because I use open track with a webcam, so it's not as accurate and it has way too much delay. So I can never be accurate enough with the HMD. And also, not gonna lie, I don't really like moving my head that much. So 26 kills already. I guess I am in fact not washed. I was for like 5 minutes, but now my confidence came back. Didn't know you can use a webcam. Yeah, there's a program called Open Track. It's completely free, and it has a lot of like settings or configurations on how you want the program to work. So you can actually use the program with an actual eye tracker, or you can just use it with neural networks with a webcam that recognizes your face, and that's what I'm using right now. So you can just use it with a webcam. So it's very useful for looking around. So I guess if you play like early jets or props and whatever, it's gonna be really useful, I think, for maintaining awareness. And especially dogfighting. But because if you're using the webcam, since it's not really a dedicated tracker, you're gonna have a lot of issues with delay and lag and accuracy, of course. Oh shit, those missiles are far closer than I thought. I hit one. I hit the Eurofighter. Oh, I killed both. There's another one there. No, Eurofighter is not dead. Where is it?
Critical speed. Air brake on. Critical speed. Critical
I see someone there.
critical speed. SPAA. Lock.
Dude, this guy, I think has eaten 2 missiles. Oh no, it's this one. Alright.
Air. 3 o'clock.
Coming for you now. Bro is completely crippled. Bye-bye. Oh, okay. Missile missed because fucking guy is way too slow. I'm gonna get my kill stolen. I don't think so. I just checked. It consistently worked in custom lobby and didn't work in NRB and sim. That's retarded. I don't know. If there's no depth logs or change logs about it, then it might be a half-assed bug. Let's not forget just how impressive the fucking mess of spaghetti code Gaijin has is. The game is actually really, really silly. Spaghetti code. I guess they fixed it, but kind of didn't. But did, but didn't. Oh, how cute. That's a hornet. I'm cranking his ass very aggressively. Go, Michael. This somebody taking off. How about this guy? SU-30. Yeah, my ego and confidence just came back. I am so back. Chill, motherfucker.
Check fuel, bingo. Overg, check fuel, lock, bingo.
This is my last, Michael.
Check fuel,
of communists. I think there was somebody else taking off too. SU-30 on our side of the mountain. Overspeeding. Careful.
Air brake on. Air brake on.
don't have a lot of bullets, so I got to make this count.
Warning, fuel low. Aubergine. Aubergine. Altitude. Aubergine.
Yeah, I made it count.
Aubergine. Altitude.
Literally farted like 3 bullets. Alright, I should have enough fuel to go R2B.
Warning, fuel low.
Do you have any allies nearby? Not really.
SPAA, 3 o'clock, low. SPAA, 3 o'clock, low.
$50 kilometers. I don't really know if I'm gonna make it, to be honest. Quite far away. Now this is 30, it's already like 20 kilometers away from me, so... Yeah, I think he's gonna get the kill. I'm completely empty.
Warning, fuel low.
I don't have any friendlies nearby to cover me, so... Oh, maybe this guy.
Warning, fuel low.
Oh, it's a Hornet. Well, I'm good.
Warning, fuel low.
If there's anything more useless than a US player, is a US player in a Hornet. Oh, yeah. Indeed, fucking ally dies to a cage 38.
Warning, fuel low.
Alright, I'm just gonna give this guy the kill. I don't think I'm gonna
Warning,
make it to base. And I'm not gonna J out, of course. As much as I shit on people, I have morals. And there are things on this game mode that are unfair and fair. So if I run out of supplies and I'm flying RTV with no fuel and somebody manages to catch up to me and kill me, well, they deserve it. It's my fault. So there's a line. There's a line you should not cross. Jaying out to 9 kills is the worst of scum. Those are cage 38s on the runway. Cool. I'm just gonna fly away and let that guy get close to me.
roll left.
Oh, another one there. That guy is running
9
away.
block high.
Is that a fucking ally firing at me? Oh. No, he's just firing at an enemy missile. I'm gonna check out these guys next to me. Because... oh, Urge. That's an Eurofighter.
Block high.
Yep, a bunch of people in here. This guy is like medium altitude. I might be able to kill him with a Michael.
Lock. 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 Aubergine. 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 SPAA. 9 block. Low. Aubergine. Aubergine. Aubergine.
Dogsh doesn't care about your feelings. That's an ally. Don't team kill me. What's this? Oh, LARPer. Go, Michael. Michael! Get the Michael! In the stream wasn't what I was expecting today. I mean, I can just call it right now and go play something else. I actually will. Once this match is over, I'll go play something else or go to sleep or something. Can you please not team kill me? US player obsession with hard locking every single thing they see without IFFing properly. SU-30. Ooh, and the cons. Brother is brave. Has he fired yet? He just did. Missile out on him. Oh, he's firing ERs. Well, he's dead. I'm gonna get team killed, right? I have an F-15 behind me. It seems to be hard blocking me. Yeah, just what I thought. I have no idea how that missed. Let's not talk about that. All my teammates want to kill me. feels so refreshing coming back from a month-long break to see that nothing has changed. Retardation still thrives. It's about to merge. Hopefully he kills my ally, because he tried to team kill me. Yeah, he's dead. Good. Well done, enemy. However, I might have bad news for you.
Lock. Authority. Altitude. Air. Counter. 3 o'clock. High. Altitude. Authority.
Where's that missile coming from? What the fuck? I just picked up the missile. I might be good. Maybe not. Go, Michael. Interesting tactic. He's fired all the shit he had at me. It's a missile. And that's a bad guy. He's firing missiles at something else or at the ground battle.
Lock.
Michael Myers goes for the kill. Bonk. Is he gonna shoot at me?
SPAA.
Severe damage.
Lock. Low. Altitude. Air. 6 o'clock. High.
Only AC-30 is affected. You know what? I'm just gonna gaslight myself into believing it's just nerfing Russian bias. Because, you know, for the last 6 months, the SU-30 has dominated every single game mode. It's not been the raw fall at all, because admitting the raw fall is overpowered is admitting that Russia was never on top. And that's bad. So, nope. Rafale being massively overpowered, nobody cares. Eurofighter being also actually overpowered, nobody cares. Same for Gripen. But Russian planes being a little bit too good, nope. Shadow nerf. I'll go R2B. There's no point in playing suicidal just to gamble a possible gun kill on the other side of the map. I'm just gonna get rushed immediately.
Bingo.
I'll just go R2B.
Taxi Bingo. Bingo.
Man, not gonna lie, I'm actually having fun just stomping their ass.
Check fuel.
I was kind of like a little bit demotivated. Well, maybe not demotivated, it's probably not the correct word, but I guess I didn't really feel confident getting it back to War Thunder again, because like I felt insanely washed. Like I booted up the game a couple times in the last couple days just to join on test drive and fly around, check the changes, and oh boy, the muscle memory feels absolutely fucked. So I was like, it's probably gonna take me like 2 days to readjust back to normal, because my fingers are already accustomed to another video game. And well, guess what? Took me like 15 minutes to get back on track. Like I was probably pressing the wrong keybinds at the beginning of the stream, and then I stopped doing that completely for like the last 45 minutes. Back on track already. Or maybe this match is just way too easy and it's not really a good opportunity for me to log in and show how washed I am. But dude, is that a fucking SU that are next to the runway? Where? Oh no. Should have flared a little bit more. It's fine. I'm just gonna chase him. I'm just gonna chase him down. I'm faster.
Air, 12 o'clock. Aye.
What is bro doing? Yeah, goodbye ally. Bonk.
12 o'clock. Low.
Get back here. I'm gonna side climb.
Air, counter, 12 o'clock. Low.
Because I will need to deal with the other SU-30 soon. Actually, I'm gonna follow this guy in spawn camp's ass. That'll be funny.
SPAA, counter, 9 o'clock. Low. Overg, lock, lock. Overg. Altitude. Warning, warning.
Ow.
AOA,
Okay.
Critical speed, critical speed. On me. Lock.
Oh wait, where the fuck did he go?
close for victory.
Critical speed. Critical speed. Critical speed. Critical speed. SPAA 9 o'clock. Low.
He's got afterburner off. I might be able to catch him
Critical
now.
speed. Critical speed. Critical speed. Critical speed. Critical speed. Critical speed. Critical speed. Altitude. Critical speed.
Okay, well,
Critical speed.
I don't even know where he is. Oh, there. It's fine, I'm still flying.
Air, 12 o'clock, high, SPAA, 6 o'clock, low. Lock.
I'm gonna team kill. I think I'm gonna team kill. Bonk. Bonk. Maybe not. Fuck do you want, retard?
Air, 6 o'clock, high.
Flanker man is still. I'm not a flanker man anymore. I'm a Rafale man. Flanker is dead to me.
Critical speed. Critical speed. Critical speed.
Yo, by the way, take a look at how washed I am.
Critical speed.
Hello, number. Yeah, flanker is way too overpowered. It's fucking disgusting. I'd rather play the Rafale. It's a lot more balanced.
Air brake on.
You know, there's a reason why the Rafale has been continuously buffed over and over and over again. It's because it's the only nation that has actually been receiving quality of life treatments to compete against the oppressive flanker. Every single other nation has suffered way too long because the flanker is way too OP.
Air brake on. Air brake on.
I've never flown it, but even for people I know that suck at RRB, the Rafale is just a windmobile.
Air brake on.
Yeah, I think like a month ago I ended up making a video with Squish. Well, I didn't make the video, I just kind of helped him record some footage.
Air brake on.
I played Rafale and RRB with him, and we got around 9 out of 11
Air
wins,
brake on.
and almost all 9 of them were in a row. And that's us not knowing jack shit about how to play ARB. We just literally jumped in, we figured the things out on the go, kind of. And yeah, I think on average we were getting like 4 or 5 kills combined per match. matches to end. I need to be.
Gear. Check gear.
Here, okay. Oh, nice. My team is actually doing something. Unheard of.
SPAA. 9 o'clock.
I don't think this is me stealing the kills from my team, it's just that they're so fucking incompetent they cannot even get any on their own without exploding every single time.
Aubergine. SPAA.
Oh, lag. Lag. That's not good. That's not good. That's not good.
Air. Counter. 3 o'clock. Love. Aubergine.
Okay. Outplayed. I just need to lock in. You fucking haven't killed them already? Crazy. It's literally falling out of the sky. Just fucking kill him, dude.
Aubergine. Critical speed.
Drop the fuel tanks.
Critical speed. Critical speed. SPAA. Critical
Is he
speed.
damaged?
Critical speed.
Oh, he's turning.
Critical speed. Critical speed. Critical speed.
Lag again.
Aubergine. Lock. Aubergine. Lock. Altitude. Critical speed. Aubergine. Altitude. Critical speed. Aubergine.
of multipad? I think
Critical
yes.
speed. Critical speed. Overachieve. Critical speed.
Okay, he's probably gonna lift off here a little
Critical
bit
speed.
for the
Critical
base.
speed. Air brake on. Lock.
Here I might be able to, yeah. Please hit, come on. There we go.
Overachieve. 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 Critical speed. Critical speed.
I'm surprised you still have enemies. My enemies just leave when I have kind of high amounts of skill. Yeah, well, I'm also surprised, but like the entire match has been down to 4 enemies for like an entire hour. And they also don't really know how to read the room.
Air. Counter. 3 o'clock. I.
This guy just fired. Medium altitude.
Overachieve. Sam. Overachieve. Overachieve. Sam. Counter. 9 o'clock. I. Lock. Lock. Overachieve. Overachieve. Sam. Counter. 9 o'clock. Low. Overachieve. 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 Overachieve.
4 missiles left.
Sam, 9 o'clock. Low. Overachieve. FPAA, 9 o'clock. High. Overachieve. 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 Bingo. Overachieve. Overachieve. Lock. Lock. Check fuel. Check fuel. Overachieve. Overachieve. Bingo. Overachieve. Overachieve. Check fuel. Overachieve. 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 Lock. Overachieve. 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 Altitude. Altitude. Overachieve. Overachieve. Lock. Lock. Bingo. Overachieve. Bingo. Overachieve. Bingo. Bingo. Overachieve. Check fuel.
Oh, somebody is scoping in chat already.
Check fuel.
Where's my team? Oh, non-existent.
Warning. Critical speed. Critical speed. Check fuel. Check fuel.
See, it doesn't really matter how much you try to carry these animals. They still won't stick around. I would understand if some of them leave, but not all of them. Like, holy fuck, dude.
Critical speed. Critical speed. Critical speed. Critical speed.
It's not like they're getting stomped in any way, really.
Lord Abel.
Oh,
low.
cool. Peak.
Warning. Fuel low.
I might be able to reach 50 before the match ends.
Air brake on. Air brake on. Aubergine. Air brake on. Aubergine. 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 Roll left. Roll left. Air brake on. Air brake on. Air brake on. Warning. Fuel low. Air brake on. Air brake on. Air brake on.
Actually, has the Rafale always have Betty? Oh, he left. Alright, 800 tickets. I think it should be just enough to get 50. Well, it's kind of 49, you know, but we'll just get the actual number of 50. What's that chatter matter about? I vertical nudge all of his shit and kill them with a mica.
Air 9
Because
o'clock. Low.
Michael is the GOAT. Simply the GOAT.
Air 9 o'clock.
Most definitely, the
Low.
performance of the Michael is not affected by the platform it's mounted on. No, not at all. The missile itself is just goated. To be honest, it's every single other nation's fault for not making actually good missiles.
3 o'clock. Low.
Should have just
SPA, 12
told
o'clock.
your favorite
Low.
nation to make actually better hardware. Back in the day, they should have thought about War Thunder. Why the fuck is my head so far back? exploded regardless. Sucks. Make fun of him, guys. He's bad at the game. Drop the fuel tank. I'm not gonna need it. Match is about to win. I wanna be very light. Careful with over speeding. Dude, where's the last guy? Oh. Unnerfed PL12. So real. You know, actually, I'm waiting for the day that China bias becomes insanely fucking real. I know you're going towards me, dude.
Air, 9 o'clock, low. Overgene. Overgene. Overgene.
Yeah, people don't bother IFFing properly. Ever. It's always US players.
AOA.
Always.
AOA.
Almost without fail. The thing is, at this altitude, his missiles are not gonna turn at all. But still, like, holy fuck. Zero common sense. Oh, I'm picking up something.
Lock. Sam, 9 o'clock, low. AOA. AOA.
Lol.
Air, 6 o'clock, low.
This dude is fucking stupid.
Sam, 12 o'clock, low.
Oh, he left. There's only one guy remaining.
Overgene. Overgene.
Oh, I see something. That's an enemy missile, so where's the actual enemy then? Is he maybe near the water below me? Dude, rusting with failure? Yeah, I'm insanely rusty, dude. I've been doing terribly this match, look. Insanely washed.
After me!
Can I please not get team killed every single fucking minute? Thank you. Where's this last dude? He's bombing. I'll just go to the capture and wait there for the match to end. I don't really know if we're going to win. Well, there's a couple guys bombing. Maybe we get enough to complete to... Oh, there he is. That's the bad guy. Big 21 shit, some rough fall. Actually, yeah, after the fucking flight model nerf, this thing is unplayable. In a little bit serious note, I think it feels a little bit different when you are below 1000 kph. Like, if you're maneuvering even a little bit, you're not going to regain speed as easily, and you also bleed a little bit more, so you have to be careful. But at the same time, like, I checked the flight model changes on StatShark compared to before, and this thing apparently has even more lift at slower speeds. So at super slow speeds like stall fights, this thing is gonna be even more of an animal. But anywhere else, you're gonna have to be a little bit more careful. So you actually have to use your brain just a little bit more and not pull the stick all the way back like a fucking idiot. But I mean, it doesn't matter. It still pulls 16 E's at the same speeds as before. Probably a little bit more even. Because Gaijin increases the lift of the Rafale, it means it can pull harder at even slower speeds than before. That is a 34-kilometer launch from the actual stratosphere. I'm going to fucking love this one from 15 kilometers. Diving now, unfortunately. No joiners, so this is literally the last guy. Where's my missile? Get him, Michael, get him. Yeah, I don't think my missiles are gonna catch him. Not at those altitudes. It's way too much drag. Oh, he crashed. Cool. Is he gonna respawn? Respawn. Okay, well. F-22 worst 5th gent. Probably not the worst, but the most insanely fucking insufferable, overhyped. I think people are gonna expect the F-22 to do all the job for them, and they're gonna be for a surprise when they get shit on by inferior planes. I don't know about the F-22, it might be a monster in a dogfight, but at the same time, with how busted flight models are currently, I don't think it's gonna make that much of a difference. Like, quite literally, with current top tier flight models, even if the enemy is in a better plane or not, you can easily win after 2 turns, maybe, if you have good aim. So, flight models, they matter, but also they don't matter. Because if you're autistic enough and you have really fucking good aim, you can just middle finger any kind of skill needed for actually winning. Oh, there you go, he left. And another retard joined. Which is this guy. Stratosphere Michael. F-22 is probably going to be the American Eurofighter, in the sense that people will just refuse to play it if the plane doesn't do absolutely everything for you. Have you guys seen how British mates just completely fucking complain about the Eurofighter for an entire year, despite being one of probably the second best plane in the entire game? And they just refuse to play it because, I don't know, they literally had the second best plane in the game, they refused to play it. I think F-22 might be that, in the sense that I think the F-22, whether or not is the best plane in the entire world or not, I think the F-22 is just insanely overhyped and so insanely over-marketed and over-showcased, I guess, if that's a term I can use, that people are gonna have such insanely high expectations for the F-22 that they will never ever be satisfied with the fucking plane, even if it's the best. Also, gameplay-wise, it's probably gonna be insanely fucking boring because it's literally just a PVR bus, and since everyone and their mother are going to have thrust-vectoring dogfighting missiles, which every single one of these missiles is better than the American ones, then that just means that your flight model is not gonna matter, since every single nation is just gonna have flight models just busted enough to sling a fucking missile to your face before you can even react. So, if dogfighting is always going to be very risky for both of you, regardless of who's the better plane, then the other option is gonna be BVR. And what do we have in BVR? We have the vertical notch, which allows you to middle finger any kind of kinematic advantage that the enemy might have. And when it comes to actually being good at the distances that matter, American missiles suck ass. Now, Moss actually saved my ass. Bonk. Way TBC talking, not busy enough looking around. Oh, bomber formation. I might be able to drain some tickets with that. SU-57 gonna be the GOAT because TIR, CM, and 360 radar coverage. I don't know about the radar coverage. What I do know, the SU-57 has a lot of really cool toys that, whether or not you think they are dog shit in real life, well, this is War Thunder, and Gaijin is gonna make them work 100% of the time without fail. So TIR-CM, a really, really fucking correct radar. Fully featured thrust vectoring, so 3D thrust vectoring compared to the Raptor. Probably better lift, better super slow speed performance, just because of surface area, but you know, Gaijin can still do whatever the fuck they want with the flight model. They can just make the SU-57 like really, really good, or they're just gonna give it the flanker treatment, where despite having large as fuck surface area, it's not gonna generate any lift whatsoever. It's gonna be fucking dog shit. And they might also just do the same with the F-22, because F-22 is heavier than the SU-30. And, you know, if Gaijin gives it the same treatment, it's gonna be another plane that will fall over its ass when using thrust vectoring. And that'll be funny, because the whole argument of US mains will be completely, like, shoved up their ass. Because you know what they've been saying about the flanker, or specifically the SU-30, is that, well, the plane is way too fucking heavy, that's why it's dog shit. Well, so is the F-22, so I would like to see their faces if the F-22 gets the exact same treatment. where the airframe generates no fucking lift, and thrust vectoring just makes you fall over your ass.
Air brake on.
We'll see. To be completely honest, I don't really recommend anyone to set any expectations because you know how fucking incompetent Gaijin is and how inconsistent they are. I think every single new vehicle that gets introduced into the game has to go through what I would call, what I would call the power creep lottery. So whether or not one plane is blatantly probably going to be really good or really bad, like the expectations we all had for the flanker, well, Gaijin can always just fuck it up, because fuck you. So every single plane added is gonna go through power creep lottery. You just have to cross your fingers the plane actually ends up being insanely fucking good or insanely fucking garbage.
Warning. Low.
Oh, we won. 50 kills. Let's go. So much for being washed. Oh, these are the new crates. Alright, let's see what the chat has to say. He says that as if he didn't just make the entire enemy team leave. I mean, dude, they have no excuse. I haven't played for a whole month, and my muscle memory has been completely fucked because I've been playing a completely different video game and I've never touched War Thunder for like 4 whole ass weeks. They have no excuse. And I was also using one of the worst top tier planes, which is the Rafale, since, you know, if you're out of the loop, which you probably are because you're probably dumb, you know for a fact the Rafale has been turbo nuked. It's dog shit. So they literally have no excuse to leave. I've been playing Chinese M2K and I never launched any further than like 16. Yeah, because the kinematics of the M2K is not really that good. So even if the Mika is really good for BVR in Rafale, it's not really that good in Mirage for longer ranges. Like the Mika in Rafale is really fucking good in BVR, mostly because the plane is busted for accelerating and reaching very high speeds very quickly. So you can actually just yeet the missile into a very high altitudes where there's barely any drag, so it retains its speed forever. But yeah, even if it's the same missile, like the platform is mounted on makes a huge difference. Realize F-22 is gonna rate at 35 degrees per second. Yeah, it sustains like 28 degrees at 20,000 feet, or something like that. The only thing that matters is the F-35 getting a clown show fly model. Dude, to be honest, I don't really know how the F-35 is gonna be, because that plane is basically a flying supercomputer rather than being a combat plane. I think it only has like 4 missiles in total. It can only carry 4, unless you take external pylons, which will ruin your stealth. But the 5th gens just sound so fucking boring from the get-go. Especially the F-35. I don't even know what the fucking purpose of that thing is gonna be. Dropping like 4 GBU-39s in total, because that's all you can carry. Or providing data link for your teammates so you can actually just sit back behind the entire map and get 0 score, 0 action, 0 nothing, while your teammates just climb to the stratosphere, launch their M120s from like 100 kilometers away. None of them connect, and then they go RTV and then complain on the forums that the M120 is nerfed. I don't know. I don't really see how fucking 5th gens are gonna be interesting, if at all. People will be very, very mad if the SU-57 gets a decent fly model, so it's getting the flanker family treatment. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know what to expect from Gaijin. They basically do whatever the fuck they want. You know how they have been portraying and marketing War Thunder as a realistic video game, but when it comes to modern vehicles, which are highly classified, they don't even show any kind of restraint. So we basically have fucking Eurocanars with Cobra buttons, so they can pull a perpetual Cobra of 50 degrees of AOA without falling out of the sky. Flight control systems mean absolutely yak shit, and this plane suffer no penalties from it. So as a sane person, if you are making a video game about modern combat and a lot of stuff is classified, like the most sane thing to consider or to do would be to show a little bit of restraint on how you model stuff. So, if you want to maintain a little bit of accuracy and make it balanced and, not make overpowered shit like this, I would have rather implemented something like Rafale, maybe a little bit worse than it would be in real life. And if people find declassified information to get it buffed, then yeah, sure. But what's happening now is that they gave Rafale and Eurofighter and even the Gripen, they gave these planes the AOA button, and they can pull like 2 or 3 times more AOA than they should be able to in real life. And there is absolutely nothing we can do about it as a community because there is no information to prove Gaijin wrong. Like, if you wanted to make these fly models realistic, for example, if you wanted to make the Eurofighter realistic and remove the AOA button and implement the flight control system, you would need to provide like exact declassified information that clearly says the Eurofighter can never exceed a certain amount of AOA. So unless you can prove Gaijin wrong, they can do whatever the fuck they want. And that's because they never shown any fucking restraint on how they model things. So once again, I want to talk about the fucking power creep lottery that I mentioned. So every single fucking plane that gets introduced, at least the modern ones, just has to go through power creep lottery. Because new flying models are so classified, you just have to make them up. And because everything is made up, you just have to cross your fingers that the fucking plane ends up being massively overpowered, or just hope it's not dog shit. So if we go from nation to nation, I guess F-15A won the power creep lottery from 2 years ago, same as the F-16s. Even the Hornet, because the Hornet has a couple little features that makes it more unrealistic than it should be, and that is that the engines, while installed, produce more thrust than when they are outside the plane, so they have no channel loss. So when the engines are installed on the plane, the way they get air through the ducts, it's different and can be altered by the shape of the duct and if it's turbulence in there or if it's like curved or something like that. So when the engines are installed on a plane, they should produce less thrust compared to when they are tested outside on the bench. Well, this thing actually produces more thrust while the engines are installed than when they are outside. So this thing can actually keep up in acceleration with all the other American planes and pretty much every single other plane top tier. And also, it has a very fucking stable Cobra button, and it basically flies like the flanker probably should. So, yeah, the Hornet actually won the power creep lottery. Whether or not you think it's a good plane or not, cope. That's the fact. Another plane that maybe won the power creep lottery, well, every single Eurocanard. Because every single one of these Eurocanards is a copy-pasted grip and fly model, and they just tweaked the way they fly a little bit. But you can go to stat chart, you can check the lift and drag curves of all the Eurocanards, and almost like 70 or 80% of it, it's all copy-pasted from the Gripen. So every single Eurocanard won the power creep lottery really fucking hard. Planes that lost the power creep lottery. Yeah, this thing is dog shit. Absolute dog shit. Another plane that massively lost the power creep lottery. I'm talking about fly models, by the way, not the weaponry. There we go, the SU-30. The plane that the legends and even Hollywood themselves said to never dogfight against in real life. It's dog shit. Another plane that lost the power creep lottery. Oh, by the way, do you guys know this plane loses like 1 ton of thrust per engine compared to how it should be? So this thing has a channel loss of like 20% or something like that, which is really significant. And the Hornet gets absolutely nothing. What other plane lost the power creep lottery? The F2 won it by a long shot. They literally just took the F-16 fly model and increased the lift. So it pulls harder at every single speed except at very high speeds because it compresses. But at dogfight speeds, it pulls harder than any other F-16. And it's actually the only non-Eurocanard plane that can actually contest against them. So if you exclude the Eurocanards out of the equation, for 70 bucks or 80 bucks, you can get basically the best fly model in the game. Cool. What else? Well, we already talked about the Gripen. Which other plane won or lost the power creep lottery? I think the A-10 won it because, well, they just copy-pasted it from the Gripen. And it's still really busted. I think the only reason why this plane is not any more dominant in dogfights is because the gun is dog shit and it doesn't really have like cracked dogfighting missiles. So with the A-10, even if the fly model is really good, you cannot really cook with it because the gun is a bitch and you have no dogfighting missiles. It's kind of like the Eurofighter. The fly model is really fucking good, but you are forced to use guns. The main difference is that the gun is on the Eurofighter is a lot easier to use than this thing. So yeah, fly model wise, the A-10 won the power creep lottery. The Jeff definitely won the power creep lottery. It's actually a really good plane, fly model wise. What else? The AV-8B can pull 21 Gs. Let me show that real quick before I hop off. So I'm gonna take this thing with missiles, minimum fuel load. Okay, this is how you do it. Because I don't give a fuck about this game anymore, I'm gonna teach you guys something you can do on pretty much any plane that is modern enough. So you go to your controls, you go to trim, and you go to elevator trim axis. Map this to something you don't really use that often, but you're gonna use this. You're gonna set the multiplier to the maximum and relative control sensitivity to maximum, like this. And you're gonna use damping. So on any jet that has damping, you can do this. Okay. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna use that axis for the trim, and you're gonna set it to 100%. There. You can see how we increase the sensitivity all the way up, so it goes to 100% immediately. Well, as long as you're in damping, you'll be able to fly normally all of your favorite modern planes. However, if you ever get into a dogfight and you have the trim set to 100% in your back pocket, what you can do is unmerge. You can enable manual control real quick, and that will allow you to pull far more Gs than your opponent ever can. So I want you to have a look at the G meter here. It says 16 is the maximum we pull. I'm gonna reach 1000 kph and I'm gonna do another turn. Reach 1000, start pulling, switch to manual control, and that's gonna kick in all the trim. And you'll be able to pull that disgusting amount of Gs. Actually, this thing might have been nerfed, actually. Let me check with another plane. Oh, I had the perfect example, the F-16A. Yeah, it's called trim turning. I think it doesn't work anymore on the Harrier because recently the flight model got changed and they probably reduced the G-pull. But the best example is probably going to be the F-16A. Now here you can see the G indicator. LCOS or whatever, it shows the maximum we have achieved. So that's gonna be handy. So I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna set the trim to 100%. And the thing is, the trim does not work as long as you're in damping. But the very moment you activate manual control, that thing is gonna kick in. And it's basically gonna deflect the elevator far, far, far more than without using trim. So here I'm going around Mach 1 on attack. I'm gonna enable afterburner. I'm gonna use manual control. Look. And because it's trim, it doesn't give a fuck about blackouts. So here I'm pulling, I don't know, I'm probably pulling like 14 Gs, 15 Gs, kind of forever. I'm gonna do this one last time with ARB control so you can actually see the G indicator. So F16A, which is the best F16. It's stock, by the way. I don't even have it purchased, but it's been on test drive with reference loadout, so technically I have the modules right now. So again, I'm gonna accelerate, set the trim to 100%. And I'm just gonna accelerate to around Mach 1, because when you're playing EC and you're loitering around, you're usually gonna be at 100% throttle, and that usually keeps you at just below Mach 1. So this is kind of gonna be like the default merge speed. So when you merge with somebody on a plane like this, and you have the trim to set to 100%, you just basically pull perpetual 14 Gs. Look, I'm blacked out and the plane doesn't give a fuck, it's still pulling 13. And when you need to stop, you enable damping real quick, and that's gonna stabilize your plane. So there you saw I was getting a little bit slow, and in order to deactivate the trim turn, you can just enable damping. Now here I'm gonna accelerate a little bit faster to see how well it works when I'm overspeeding. So I'm gonna do around 13, 15. So Mach 1.1. I'm gonna trim turn like this. So pulling 15 Gs, 16, 14, and well, I'm not bleeding any speed because this is an American fly model at 13.0. Of course, they can never be bad. There we go. And when I get to around 600 kph, I enable damping again, and it deactivates the trim turn, and I can fly normally now. So there we go. Make sure to use this to your advantage in every single possible situation. Go to test drive, go to custom battles, practice with it, make sure to set up your keybinds, and try to exploit this as much as possible. Because as long as you're playing the correct plane, this will actually give you a significant advantage. And by the way, every single American plane at 13.0 can do this really well, without ripping. So here, I think I have probably the most busted plane to do this already. It's the F15A. So again, I'm gonna do the same thing of merging at around 1200 kph or Mach 0.95. Here I had the trim turn set to 100% already, to a flat turn. I'm pulling 11 Gs with damping. When I use trim turn, however, pulls 14, 50, 60. Neck G a little bit to avoid ripping. Oh, I'm still pulling 16. Oh, there you go. So something you can do, maybe, I think there's a way to set a limit. So if you do this and you keep ripping, you can go here, and I think you can set the limit to around 80%, I think. I think you might be able to set a cap on it. So if you keep ripping, you can just decrease the percentage a little bit. Let me see if that works. If not, you're probably gonna have to like fine-tune it a little bit. Let's see. No. Alright, so this time I'm just gonna do it with 75%. See if I don't rip. So again, I'm in damping right now, and you can see it's not effective. It's not activated. The trim turn is not doing anything, so I'm just flying normally. However, when you merge, you can just enable manual control, and that makes the trim turning kick in. And you can throttle down to have a tighter turn radius. And here, once you get a little bit slow, you can enable damping, and now you can just fly normally. And you can also keybind a button to reset it. So here, for example, if I go to the elevator trim, there's a keybind called reset axis value. You can bind this to something to reset it back to 0. So here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna map this to R. No, F. Okay, yeah, F. So if you need to make sure it's at 0%, maybe you wanna, you know, disable it. There you go. You just set it back to 0. Here you can see I'm just moving it around 100%, and when you press the reset button, it goes back to 0. So you can play around with that a little bit. But yeah, now you guys know what trim turning is, and this is something that works really fucking well on top tier planes because damping disables it really quickly. So when you're flying around, you're gonna be flying with damping normally because that's the easiest way to fly. However, on merge, if you wanna get the maximum advantage and just violate your opponent, you can just use trim turn for that very initial turn, and you're gonna pull really fucking hard. Even if you black out, it doesn't matter. And then once you get slow enough and you feel comfortable, like you have enough position, then you can just reset it back to 0 or just enable damping again. And this works on almost every single plane in top tier or high tiers, except the Su-30 and the flankers maybe. The thing is, the flankers already pull like decently hard with manual control, so if you trim turn even a little bit, they will rip the wings. On the Su-30 it doesn't work. It's capped to around 12 Gs or 13 Gs. On the MiG-29 also works pretty well, but you lose all your speed immediately, so you don't really get that much benefit. But yeah, you can just kind of experiment with all the different planes you have. I think the Rafale can also do it pretty well, but the thing is, the Rafale already pulls 16 Gs very safely without ripping, and I don't really think you need more than that. But like, the option is there if you want. So here I'm gonna drop all my missiles, drop the fuel tank, accelerate a little bit, set the trim to 100%, and we'll see how hard it pulls. The G indicator is this one, so keep an eye out on that. It should be fast enough. I'm gonna enable afterburner, flat turn, and enable trim. 17, 18. Oh, there you go. So without trim turn, this thing pulls 16 Gs. So with trim, it goes from 16 to 18, which is not really much, and it rips your wings. So I don't really think the Rafale gets that much benefit. But yeah, that's something you can do on a lot of different planes, and I think the planes that benefit the most from it, at least as far as I know, is 15A, 16A, also the Hornet, of course the Hornet, and even the F-15E, actually. If you guys start having issues with your F-15E compressing too much, you can use trim turn. It's actually gonna make you pull harder at any kind of speed. Here I'm gonna drop all my weapons. I'm gonna set the trim to around 50% because I don't want to rip the wings. So I'm gonna accelerate a little bit. I'm not gonna gig alarm because it's gonna take forever and I just wanna end the stream soon. So I'm gonna accelerate a little bit more. I wanna see how many Gs I can pull with damping. So this is 10 minutes of fuel, completely empty, right? Mach 1.2, and I'm just gonna flat turn. This is damping. So I'm pulling around 12 Gs, right? 12, which is good. It's okay. However, if I do the same at the exact same speed and altitude, and I do it with trim turn this time. Oh look, I'm pulling 15, 16. Wow, I ripped. There we go. There's no bad fly models in this game, only fly models that cannot trim turn. So yeah, make sure to do that on your F-15E. You can try to find the sweet spot of how much trim you can use without ripping. But yeah, if you feel like this thing compresses way too much, you can always use trim. Just go to test drive tinker with it, see what's the perfect like percentage of trim you can abuse without ripping. Because well, that thing is gonna allow you to pull even more Gs than before, and that's gonna be a very decent advantage depending on what you're doing. Might even allow you to reach the notch a lot more quickly. Who knows? Anyway, that's secret knowledge I just share with every single one of you. Make sure to please exploit it as much as possible. Because why not? Let me see, I wanna catch up with chat before leaving. Yeah, you motherfuckers have been yapping. There was a bug report for 16.8 that proved that it should immediately spin out the second you touch ailerons, or rather at AOA above 25 degrees of AOA. Yeah, I think maybe we're talking about the same bug report, but there is a bug report about the F-16A where they basically proved or kind of showed that the plane is overperforming at slower speeds in terms of stability and whatnot. And the moderator response is, I fucking shit you not, I'm not gonna making this up. The moderator response was that they are aware of the issue. They are aware the plane overperforms, but they don't wanna touch it because they are afraid the plane is gonna suffer way too much from mouse aim at slow speeds. So they are literally allowing the planes to overperform to benefit ARB and the ground RB and anything that plays with mouse aiming. And that's the reason why they didn't nerf the F-16A and probably none of the other planes that are also fucking bullshit at slow speeds. So the moderator response was that number one, we don't have flight control systems in the game yet, so we don't really want to mess with slow speed performance until flight control systems are implemented, which who knows if they will ever be implemented at all. And on the same response, he said that well, we don't want to touch the F-16 because if we actually model the instability properly, it's gonna affect mouse aim at slower speeds. So there you go. They are doing it on purpose. My poor beloved MiG-29. Yeah, they will never do it right. Sorry. I'm just tired of coping. Just accept defeat and move on. There might be other video games and other internet communities that will be a lot better for your mental health. So, yeah, you cannot really have expectations about anything that it's introduced in War Thunder anymore. You will be perpetually disappointed. If you want to suffer, you might as well suffer for something that's actually worth it, not a fucking dogshit video game like this. Do trimmed control surfaces just jump to 100% deflection? I I don't think so, no, but they definitely deflect harder than they should. F-15E did got high-speed turning buff. Actually, I think this depth server, the F-16s and the F-15s got changed, but I didn't even know if it was a nerf or a buff. But it has nothing to do with trim turning. I think 141 gets to like 16 Gs with it. I mean, the Jag 141 already pulls like 14, and I think that's more than enough. More than manageable. And I think that it's better to just comfort yourself with 14 Gs rather than risking ripping your wings. Reject defeat, use the rage to delete blue. True. No, I mean, you want to know why I say I admit defeat? Because the game mode has been fucking dead for months already. Wait, why can I not play? Oh, the lobby's just reset 10 minutes ago. Okay, that's why. Or, wait, what the fuck? Starts in 5 days and what? I guess maybe I had to reboot the game or something? I don't know. Anyway, the game mode has been fucking dead. And either side, either red or blue, just fucking melt immediately when somebody competent shows up. And it's fucking boring. Like, I have no idea how I got that match that I just got with 50 kills with this thing. Like, people didn't read the room. They were within all their right to just fucking see the scoreboard and leave. But no, they decided to stick around for some reason. And that was really fucking lucky. That, honestly, this kind of matches do not happen that often. Everyone just leaves. Or the fucking lobby becomes split and nobody else can join. So you end up fiddling your thumbs with only two guys remaining that refuse to leave or something. But I don't know, game mode is fucking dog shit. Everything is Denmark. Nobody wants to play on either side. So if you consider the narrative of Russian bias being a thing, and you consider the fact that even after receiving the new brackets at 13.3 and 13.0, Blue 4 doesn't even want to play, well, they are not going to play even harder if the flanker gets buffed. They don't even want to stick around against current flankers, which are not like super duper great fly model wise, and they are still difficult to use. So they don't even want to play against current flankers. They will not want to play against accurate ones. And just to finish the stream, I just want to show you guys something, or give you a little bit of self-awareness about the SU-30. This thing is really fucking cracked. The entire kit is cracked. You have a really good radar, which apparently is nerfed or bugged right now. I don't know. I don't know what happened to it, but apparently the ASAP feature of refreshing the contact is not working for this plane or something like that. I don't know. But you have a really fucking good radar. You would have a good IRST, but currently it's just as dogshit as the MiG-29 because apparently Gaijin copy-pasted the code from it and forgot to change it. And unless we get sources to prove that it's wrong, we won't be able to get it buffed anyway. But you have a really good radar. You have a really fucking good IRST if it was implemented properly. You now have some buffed engines, which gives the plane a lot better performance over VVR, which is good. You have massive combat endurance. You have 14 missiles, and every single one of them is good. And not only does every single missile is good, but you also have a lot of options to do whatever you want. You have some of the best, probably the best air-to-air missiles in the game, the best air-to-ground missiles in the game, the best glide bombs in the game. Maybe. You just have that this plane has absolutely everything. The only thing that it doesn't have is a good flight model. A good enjoyable flight model. And of course, remember the thrust vectoring. The reason why I say all this is, imagine if the flanker flight model was actually good, and maybe not accurate, but if the flight model was allowed to overperform in the same areas as everything else, if the flight model was actually usable and reliable and fun, I don't think anybody else in this game would play any other plane. I think if the flanker flight model was actually, like, quote-unquote accurate and lived up to its expectations and performance in real life, I don't think anything would be able to contest it. And also nobody else would play anything else, because this thing, if it was accurate, it would actually not be a chore to fly. Like, everybody would be using it a lot more. So this thing already has a fuck ton of stuff to offer. And if the fly model got fixed and it was actually good and enjoyable, then it would probably be the most fun plane in the entire game. So you can imagine if the flanker fly model gets buffed, then the amount of SU-30s in top tier just grows exponentially, because it would easily become one of the most reliable, more powerful, and more fun vehicles to use. Because it just has tools to do absolutely everything you want. And everything about the plane would be fucking goated. And also, if the flanker fly model was accurate, then if you merge with one of these at 13.0, you get fucked. You will not be able to win dogfights against this thing. If this fly model is already really good, after the artificial buffs of this year, at the beginning of the year, if this thing is already pretty good for dogfighting, I can only imagine if it was accurate. And you also have R-73s and some really good missiles for the BR. So, yeah. I think something similar could be said about the MiG-29. If this thing was accurate and was actually reliable for dogfighting, and specifically if you consider the one in Germany that has R-73s, I think a gigantic amount of player base would just only play this thing. The planes would just be way too good and or way too fun, and barely anyone would play anything else. So, if you consider the fact that blue fuckers are just melting against a nerfed MiG-29 and a nerfed flanker, you can only imagine these motherfuckers would just uninstall the game if this thing was accurate. Because as many of you probably know, if you take a look at sim community and you start looking at the names of the players who are actually at the very top in terms of skill, all of us are on red side. You will barely ever find a very, very actually experienced player that mains blue. They are either a mix and they play all kinds of nations, like Mustang. I consider Mustang to be like really, really good and definitely one of the best. I say one of the best because, well, the sim community is already like fairly small, but Mustang is one of the best and he basically plays everything. I don't think he's a blue main, I don't think he's a red main, he just plays everything. But, well, the other 90% of actually good players are on red side. You can only imagine what's going to happen to all these motherfuckers if the flanker fly model gets buffed and it's accurate and it's fun and it's reliable. Then every single red 4 team is going to have, on average, far more experienced players than blue team. Because all the experienced players have already migrated to red long time ago. Flanker in game barely reaches the IRL AOA in manual. Yeah, I think it used to. I think it used to back in the day. Before they buffed the fly model and before they introduced the AOA button. Like, doing a Cobra was a lot different. But the thing is, not only do you have to consider Gaijin's incompetence, you also have to consider that every single fly model is really fucking complex. And it's like solving a Rubik's Cube, but solving all 6 phases is impossible. So what Gaijin does is they get a few phases correct, maybe 2 or 3 phases correct, and the rest is a fucking mess. And the problem is, if they try to take a step back and fix one of the other phases, then all the rest get fucked up again. So whatever they did to the flanker fly model, it kind of make the Cobra a lot worse because it takes a lot more time to reach the apex, and that basically decreases the amount of AOA you can pull. But at least with the AOA button, you can actually manage your AOA a lot better, so I guess that's a good trade-off. Once the full fidelity MiG-29 comes out in DCS, won't be playing as much. Honestly, good for you, dude. Like, I really hope you have fun on other video games. I think every single one of us deserves to play something that actually respects our time, and hopefully a gaming company that respects our opinion and our money, very importantly. And Gaijin is none of those. Anyway, enough yapping. It's late. I'll go do something else. I think that fucking match lasted for like 2 hours. That's more than enough for me for like a month. So, we'll see. I might be back soon-ish. I'm gonna start playing the J7 again because I need to continue my China grind. The thing is, I pretty much stopped playing because I ran out of premium. And I also run out of Golden Eagles to buy premiums. So I was like, yeah, well, I cannot really be asked to endure the fucking Dogsh1t grind without premium. So that's one of the reasons why I decided to take a break. But yeah, I'll go back to J7D gaming again. I think this VR is really fun. Even if I'm just shooting at dumbasses who don't even know what they're doing and they're just zombieing, it's still fun blowing them up, watching them get angry in chat about PvE. So, GG's. Thank you guys for sticking around for almost 3 whole hours. See you around. Take care.